Hi, so this is my series on relationships, and I'm going to start it off a little bit easy, I hope. And I really wish that at least a good number of people, maybe 100, can see this month. But I wanted to start on this. So a couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with a group of friends, and we got to this topic. And incidentally, a popular podcaster also brought up this issue. And I just thought, you know what? There's a reason why things happen. Why not start with this topic? And that is a lot of women, or should I say, let me phrase it like this. A lot of men tend to believe that because they have wives and maybe many girlfriends or mistresses, or maybe even if they're not married, that because they're able to kind of like bounce from woman to woman, and maybe partly also the society makes them believe this. They tend to believe that they are like monsters in the bedroom, like they are the jaguars and all. And I know that this is not a written statistic that I have, but I've just found this not to be true. And when this popular podcaster said it, he was like, why do women pretend in the bedroom like, oh, yes, go daddy. Oh, yes, you're doing it good. Oh, yeah, daddy, you're doing it good. Oh, yeah, hit me, daddy. And men just, they feed the men's ego. And, for whatever reason, I don't have all the reasons. I could give a couple of reasons. Maybe, one, they just need the man's money. And so they'll tell him whatever they need to tell him to get his money. Or two, they just don't want to, they just want to get it over with and hopefully never see him again. Or, they are like, I don't want to fight, or I just don't want the drama, maybe because of past experiences that the guy just doesn't know how to handle truth or facts. And so they just like, oh yeah, let me make him feel like, hey, I can't. Or maybe some women have even tried to say, hey, look, can we try this? And the man is just obstinate. And so they're like, okay, oh yeah, go. And the guy thinks, yes, I'm giving it to her. Even the 2-minute guys, they in their head, they just think, or the 1 minute sometimes, they think, oh yes, I'm giving it to her. Or some men actually think, yeah, come on, like I got this big one, and yeah, I was just ramming it in, and they think, yeah, she was really getting it. Maybe, but like you said, there are like a multitude of reasons why women even respond as though they're enjoying it. And even like sometimes at the end of the day, they say, oh, you're so good, daddy. But and before I go on with that, there's one other reasons why sometimes women do this, is because they don't know better. They don't know better. They don't know that, okay, this is not okay. And maybe they've been trained to just take whatever a man gives and just, just don't complain. And so, or maybe they were introduced to they were introduced to sex in that way. And it can be tough. Let me say that. It can definitely be tough. And I want to say this to both men and women out there that, look, it is worth sitting down with your partner and saying, how can we make this a glorious experience for both of us? Because, and I do understand that, honestly, women have tried this, myself included, and I promise you, there are men who they just so stubborn, and when their ego gets bruised, they just like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been having sex since I was 14, and I know what I'm doing, and I've been giving it to women for as long as I can remember. And you can't change their mind. But to those who really appreciate their women and believe that, okay, they will even entertain, okay, am I okay in this regard? And I will say this specifically, especially for Africans, that and I will say, especially for those of us who were brought up, someone like me who was brought up very, very conservative, we almost don't even want to talk about it. But you have to talk about it. You have to broach that conversation. You have to say what it is that you want, because you are the one that knows your body. And for men, just because you hit, there's one woman doing it, like really, like, yay, and having it real good for you, maybe her sensitivity is different. You can't take the same hammer to hit every single nail, or you can't use the same wood for every furniture. You have to consider what you're using the furniture for before you choose the wood, or how long you want it to last. And there are so many tricks to doing this that it's not even worth it. There was a comedian that once said that when relationships break up, they don't break up because you'll stop talking or you'll stop all this kind of thing. They break up they break up because you stop doing it. And I remember when I was young, a teenager, I was like a, what do you call it? I was on the bridal train for this kind of like, uncle of mine. And I remember, and they preached in Yoruba, and so, but I remember the preacher kept saying that most of the problems emanate from the bedroom, what happens there. And I kept thinking, like, what is he really talking about? But I remember it just stuck with me. I had no idea what he was talking about per se, but I just remember thinking, what is he really saying? But now looking back, he's kind of right. When when the bedroom stopped being exciting, your marriage kind of like starts just being mediocre. And I'm not saying that some people still don't stay together despite this. They do. For a lot of reasons, just because a lot of women are actually, if a man is providing and he's a good man altogether, they're not gonna throw him away like that. Most women wouldn't. Let me say, most good women would not, and they would just be like, you know what, I got a good man, I'm just gonna deal with this, and this is not. And so, which now leads to why men complain that their wives, they always complain they're tired. They always complain they're tired. If your wife is always complaining she's tired, you might not be hitting it right. You just might not. And you have to be humble enough to admit that, okay, lady, to learn. Let me say, you have to be humble enough to learn, because We never stop learning, like they say. And I don't want to go too far with this, but I'll just stop it here. That men, be willing to learn. Women, be willing to open up about how you feel about your man. Men, when a woman opens up to you to tell you how they feel, please don't let your ego get in the way, because guess what? She's not going to say it again, because, or I mean, some women won't. Some will stay on the topic, but some women will just leave it alone and say, you know what? I knew this was what you were going to do, and I'm just going to leave it alone. So, and don't go, I mean, if your woman tells you, don't go outside and go find some woman to validate and tell her she's a liar. Because, hey, if you were going to spend some money on me and you gave me, I don't know, I mean, a couple of thousand or something, or whatever money makes sense to me, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear or something. I will. And some women are like that. I mean, some are not, but hey, for the right amount of money, some women will tell you whatever it is you want to hear. So if you, like, for instance, if you're paying a woman's apartment, yeah, she'll tell you whatever you want to hear, because that apartment makes sense to her. I mean, she might find someone to help you out while you're not there, but she'll tell you whatever you want to hear. So don't be so fast to go out to validate yourself, or to ask another man what this one, I'll be giving it. Oh, I've been doing this for 25 years and nobody ain't ever told me that. Maybe there's a reason why they never told you that, because of the stupid way you're reacting. So let's all, as going into this month, I hope to bring some more, to kind of like, let's talk about these things. And I feel, because I believe that this is where the marriage institution really starts, or the family foundation, the society's foundation really starts. If we cannot fix the society from the bedroom, from the family, basic family unit, man, woman, children, it's going to be tough to fix the world. So I'm going to leave it there tonight, guys. Ciao.